I first played this game on August 23rd, 2018. Once known as Raiders of the Broken Planet, this game was rebranded as Spacelords when developer Dave Cox partnered with Mercury Steam, if I did my research correctly. At the time, the game was worth the hype, and I immediately picked it up, wanting to find more sci-fi games to enjoy. Now, it's been 4 years since I first played this, but only about 2 years since I officially stopped. There were quite a few updates in 2019 that I disagreed with, and that massively affected the community. It took the company about a year to slowly harm and kill the game, and many of its players abandoned ship. Because of the adoration I developed for this game, I decided to return to it and see if I could salvage my love for it, despite my last memories of it being awful. Booted up my PS4, dusted off my controller, and re-downloaded the game. Needless to say, I was excited. I enjoy PvE games, and considering I just became a huge Mass Effect fan last year, I was happy to try this bad boy again. Now downloaded, the game started, and the intro rolled in. Oh, the intro! I forgot how fucking amazing this intro is! The moment it rolled, I realized this was something I didn't know I needed. Something I missed. Which, if you want to check out the whole thing, I'll link the game cutscene and the original song in the description. With every click, I heard a familiar sound effect, and my life felt complete. The atmosphere in this game rules. I decided to look through my builds, noting that I'd essentially finished everything I needed for my favorite characters, and after reminiscing, I queued up for a game. I waited for a few minutes, and boom, I was in. When I first played this in 2018, I had never played Mass Effect, but after getting back into Spacelords after playing the Legendary Edition, I see the similarities now. I got to enjoy Spacelords through the new lens of, look at all the things they took inspiration from, like the running/hiding mechanics, and are those tiny Reapers? Oh my, they were so much cuter here. And I don't know if Valeria, hot, sexy AI robot lady was taken from Edie, but hey, I'm not complaining. She's a cool character. She's cool. Anyway, I had forgotten how much I enjoyed this game. I mean, I spent money to buy a skin for a character I suck at, just because he looks hot as shit. And also this character, because she's super cool. And Aneshka, because she was a badass. Well, she is a badass. She's the badass in the intro. And I too wanted to command a giant mech in the same outfit I'd seen her in initially. Did it make me better of a player? No. Did I enjoy it more? Yes. The more I played, however, the more I remembered why I stopped. All the new things are... Ooh, the game's full of pretty bad additions, to be honest. Some dialogue's a little rough, on like 1 or 2 occasions, but every voice actor brings life to the character they're portraying, so that certainly really helps. A lot of great guns were also nerfed, which forced me to use another, only for that one to be nerfed too, which just put me off playing a particular character I liked. Some nerfs were strange. Like, why nerf Schneider while he's got his gun out? It's the weapon he was given. He literally drops to like half health of whatever it is, in the moment. When using what is the best method of damage dealing. He doesn't deal damage with his regular little pew-pew gun. That's the thing he uses. I mean, he does like 1 or 2 damage, but he uses that to aim where the other gun should shoot. So I don't understand. I don't understand this change. And after that, I didn't play Schneider anymore. I mean, I did for this just to see, if it was as bad as I remembered, and it is, yeah. The mod system is fine, I guess. I didn't really care for it. It lets you customize your playstyle, but I personally don't think it makes too much of a difference. It's clear that some builds are a little better than others, I guess. They added extra ways to customize your weapons, which is great, but you weren't given extra points to allot into gun stats, so you'd have to decide what you wanted carefully. One great addition related to teammates leaving, though. which was kind of a big deal at the time. Back then, if your teammates left, you were stuck to finish the level alone. But now, Cortez's... These are his brothers, right? Little NPCs prance around and help somewhat. It still sucks to be abandoned, and I wish new players could join mid-games and, get a bonus for it, but that's just my 2 cents. At least, now we get some assistance. They don't do the work for you, but it helps distract and helps ease the load, I guess. I see why the game slowly declined, to be honest. I mean, I was there firsthand, but I remember it more now that I'm, coming back to it. There hasn't been much worth noting in terms of new content. I've been trying to keep up to date, even though I wasn't playing, and it's been pretty meh. Mercury Steam adds what they think is necessary, rather than what the community actually wants. It's been several years since the game's existence, and there have been 0 additions to the story. Kind of. It's the same 17 levels, 3 of which I never touch because they're a pain in the ass. I'm looking at you, 5th Council boss fights, except maybe the Kuzmin one. That one's not that bad. Mind over matter, though, was the worst one by far. The tackle mechanic was changed, which was something many complained about, including me, which is just lame because it kills the rock, paper, scissors strategy, all because people didn't know to just punch when you heard the very obvious beeping sound. Come on. I think it was mainly because there is this character who kind of goes invisible and he can move around the map. And typically the strategy was you would appear behind a player and then tackle them, and then it would be a one-shot strike. But that being the obvious strategy was very obvious to counter. You would just punch them, and it would make a sound. It would make a bleep, so you would just know to punch them. So like, it doesn't... Now that players and elite enemies just kind of chuck people, which is okay, I guess. You can knock them off the map, so that's not gonna work in your favor. Or against you. We don't get new missions, but we do get new skins. Yay. And not a lot, mind you. Though I adore the newer to, as of now, right? Shay skin. There haven't been any new characters since Soma? I forgot how to say her name. And boy, did they make a big deal out of that one. She was the biggest news at the time. So much so that they promoted Stephanie Jostin, I think is her name. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. As the voice in every trailer they could. She was like literally everywhere. She has a great voice, don't get me wrong. And the motion capture she did gave more life to the character. Though I have my quarrel with the character design. I still like her, she's cool. My issue was that this was the biggest news, and then nothing came afterward. Well, nothing positive anyway. More guns were nerfed and a new in-game currency was added, which was a concept removed before the rebranding and was added again. You can get blueprints and mods with the 2 new tokens that were added. One tallied from the amount of kills and the other just in general that you get from doing missions. When it was announced, we hoped it was a potential to earn Mercury Steam points for free, which are the tokens given by paying money, but that wasn't it, so boo-hoo, I guess. This game has potential, but I fear the devs care only about keeping the whales and not pleasing the hundreds of players, probably thousands, who knows, who adore the game, and only stopped because of how neglected it is. I also feel items are too expensive, especially when all we're getting is a skin, a weapon skin, and or a melee weapon, depending on if you buy them alone or if you buy them as a bundle. Cosmetics shouldn't cost this much. This Soma skin, this is a $20 skin. Which, like, this isn't weird, considering other games like League of Legends charge this much, but that doesn't make it okay. But hey, it's a choice to spend on a cosmetic, so really the player is to blame. Also, if they do decide to add a new character someday in 20 years, can we get a local? We only have 4, and another one would be cool. They're my favorite class to play, and 2 of them are snipers, and I'm a terrible shot, so ooh. Though I guess my number 1 change on the list would be lore updates. I'm really heavy into story. That's the only reason I play most games. And some parts of it contradict, others don't elaborate enough, and some feel like they've been written by a 15-year-old on Wattpad. I get it, Aneshka's hot, but like, everyone has a crush on her now? Very so much, she was literally the villain. Or one of them, anyway. I don't know, it just feels like I've been robbed of something I used to enjoy and play for hours. I lost sleep over this game. I almost failed several exams because I stayed up playing this game. This game meant a lot to me. And I want nothing more than to watch it flourish. And I genuinely hope it does. Though, considering how long it's been, I really doubt it. Oh well. I guess I'll play the better alternative, Mass Effect. Worth every cent.
Is there a particular topic you wish to discuss, Shepard?